This isn't our normal time.
This meeting is being recorded. Can you hear me?
Ooh, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I couldn't hear you, and then I realized that I hadn't plugged my.
Okay, so we are recording. Good morning, you guys. Happy Monday, Vibe Tribers. This is a different time.
Did you find everything okay?
Let me mute out some people real fast.
I think I got them all, but you're muted now.
Okay, I think we've worked out the kinks, you guys. Happy Monday. I'm super, super excited. It has been a while since I've been able to host one of these. I'm Katie Sue Castillo, and I'm excited about October. We have a calendar full of badass leaders ready to share some tips with us. Not only these girls, they don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. And I'm super excited to just give this over to Ashley right now. She is a fall bonus earner already, you guys. So I'm excited. She's going to give us some amazing tips. And she's actually set aside some time this morning to spend with us. So I'm super grateful for you, Ashley. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on with us. So whatever you want to talk about, just let us have it.
You got it. Thank you guys for having me. Also, thank you for adjusting your time. I have a 10-month-old baby, and 6 a.m. would have just been a hot mess for everyone involved. So I was like, I want to give you guys my best self, and 6 a.m. would have not been it. So thank you for adjusting to my schedule so I could get the older two after school and kind of like settle my life in the morning before I jump on. So I'm really, really excited. I was kind of thinking, and can you guys hear me okay? Because I have my phone set up. Can you hear me good? I just want to make sure before
you're good.
Okay. My husband always hates when I cover the speaker, and it's kind of covered. So I wanted to make sure I didn't sound like I was underwater. So I was kind of thinking a lot last night. I always like kind of wing it when I do Zooms. I feel like I do better that way. But I was thinking, like, do I tell my story or do I give my best tips? And I'm like, I'm going to give you a brief story. You guys can go to my page sometime and kind of see how I found Thrive and stuff, but that will take up a lot of the Zoom. And I really want to give you guys my best tips of like growing your business. So I'm going to just briefly tell you a little bit about myself and kind of how I found Thrive like real quickly. And then we'll get into like all the good stuff. I have so much good stuff for you guys today. So a little bit about me. I'm going to be 31 November 4th. Super excited. 30s are supposed to be your best years. So I'm counting on that. I have 3 kids. I've been married to my husband for almost 10 years. We had our son just getting out of high school. He's going to be 10. We have a 7-year-old. Well, she's going to be 7 in November. And then we have a 10-month-old, which is crazy to say. I can't believe I almost have a 1-year-old already. So 3 kids, super busy mom. Me and my husband are both home full time because of this business, you guys. And I'm going to tell you kind of how I got there. But before this business, before the beautiful home we're in now, we were living in his parents, the 2 kids. We had so much debt to our name. We were literally drowning in it. We had no set future of buying a home ever. We never thought we would get a home. And honestly, I was at place in my life as far as my health goes as well. So Thrive really did a 180 for me. I found Thrive through someone random on social media. Had no idea who she was. Took me about 2 years to reach out to her. So keep that in mind when you're being consistent and you're being told to keep being consistent. It took me 2 years to even reach out to her to try the product. So just keep in mind, people are watching. Consistency really is key in this business. So I reached out to her, tried the 3 steps. I felt them instantly. And honestly, if I didn't, I would have told her to kick rocks. So thank goodness I was a day 1 thriver. And I want you guys, I say this because I want you to keep that in mind when you're helping people, when you're being consistent in this business and you're helping people thrive. Keep that in mind that not everyone just jumps in right away. Not everyone gets excited from your first post. And that's why we say consistency is key. People are always watching. And people are skeptical. So I was. So yeah, I started Thrive, and you know what? I told her, I'm like, I can't afford this stuff, right? Another thing we hear all the time. I can't afford this stuff. She told me how to thrive for free. And I felt so good that I made that happen. I thrived for free. And she's like, you can get an extra weekly paycheck from that. And I'm like, oh, cool. I could totally use an extra $50. Right. And so I just joined the business. I had no idea this is where it would have brought my life. I had no idea. And if she didn't love me at each step in the process, so again, keep that in mind when you're maybe getting frustrated with your team, is you got to love them at every step of the process that they're in, right? And I think it's important that you get on the same page as them and find out their goals and their whys, so you can love them where they're at. So that's kind of how it happened. I'm going to give you guys my best tips and kind of like how I got to here. So one thing I want you guys to do is drop in the comments your biggest dream in life. It doesn't have to be with this business, just in general, your biggest dream. If you could name a couple, right? Put them in the chat, your dreams, your whys. You have to have a dream if you have a reason to be doing this business. If you have a reason to want to do network marketing, you have to have some sort of dream. And if not, you need one. And it's really important. So write those in the chat and then we'll come back to that in a little bit. So when I first started, I told you guys, I was just wanting an extra $50 a week, honestly. And that's what I was working for. You know, I wasn't putting in the full effort because I was just wanting an extra $50. And so I'm going to tell you guys how my dreams changed. As something happened, I would get a new dream, right? I would get a new why. I would want more. And I think that's how it kind of works here. So if you jump in with the biggest dream ever, like go you. And I think that's what we should do. I think that's what I wish I would have done. I maybe would have ran a little faster in the beginning, but it's okay. Everyone's journeys are their journeys. So I just started for an extra $50, you guys, and I was working the business to just get an extra $50. I was treating it like a hobby. You know, I wasn't moving super, super fast. And in this business, you're going to get what you put into it. You really, really will. So as you know, a little time went on, my dreams, I got an extra $50, right? I ran for the VIP bonus. And I got an extra $50. And then I started hearing leaders like this talk on Zooms and say, you got to have bigger dreams. You guys, if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough and they will not give you the push to work this business every single day like you need to be successful. So then I started hearing leaders on Zooms and stuff, and I started setting my dreams higher. Like, I can do this, right? It's a mindset thing. I'm gonna grab my book too, because I've been reading a book. I'm gonna show you guys. It's a mindset thing in this business. So then I started saying, okay, I want to pay off some debt. We were drowning in it. And then I'm like, I want to buy a home. And when you start putting those kind of goals in front of you, that's when you put the excuses aside. So think about you saying, okay, I want to buy a home, right? And why do you want to buy it? You want to buy a home or be debt free is for your family, right? Not just for yourself, but for your kids. Now, if you wake up in the morning and you decide you just don't want to work this business, imagine telling your dream or the people that you're doing it for, I don't want to do it today. I don't care enough to want to pay off our house for us. I don't care enough to pay off our debt so we can buy our own home. You know, I don't care enough today. I don't want to do it today because I don't want us to, you know, live a life of like stress-free with no debt and be able to travel. I just don't want to do it today. Like, what if you actually said that to your husband or your kids, right? So your dreams have to be plastered all over your house. And I'm going to get into all the tips first, but I can tell you this all day. If you don't have a dream big enough, you won't implement the stuff I'm going to tell you. So you really, really, really need to sit and think, what do I really want out of this? Because I need to work it and I need to throw the excuses aside to make that happen. And you have to do it every single day, or it won't happen, right? Excuses, comparison, all that stuff is going to kill your dreams fast. So what I like to do is sit down, do dream boards with your kids, do them as a family. You know, everyone have the same goals. So then when you are working a lot, or you do need to set an hour aside and you're communicating that with your husband to handle the kids. I built this entire business with a full-time job and 2 kids. So you gotta be on the same page, and having your dreams written out too is just huge. So have them on your fridge, have them on your mirror, have them, you know, anywhere that you have them in your car on a Post-it note, like wherever, have them on the background of your phone, have your kids write them down. Like, everybody have your dreams and goals as a family written down together so that you guys see them every single day. So, oh, I just don't feel like it, or I've had a long day. You can't set 30 minutes to an hour aside to work on your dreams, right? You work at a 9 to 5 all day and you don't come home and work on your own. Stop that. And when my mindset changed, that's when things really started to change for me and my family, is when my mindset says, I'm going to do this no matter what, every single day. I don't care how tired I am. I'm going to stay up later, get up earlier, because my dreams are big enough. Right. And I made it happen, guys. So it's really important that your dreams are big, 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 big. Okay. So all those things, that I was just talking about, take discipline. Right? Be smart with your money from this business as well, is another key thing that I want to tell you guys. Is when you get a Lavelle paycheck, I don't care if it's $25 or $300 a week, like, be smart with that, right? That's another reason that I'm home full time, is because I started being smart with my money. And self-development Zooms like this are great to help motivate you to utilize your Lavelle paychecks to get farther in life, so you can do this full time if you want to, or you can maybe your dream is to own a restaurant, right? Maybe your dream is to own a salon or something, own your own business. And this is your stepping stone to get there, right? We can have multiple businesses. Why not? That's my goal. I want multiple businesses I can hand off to my kids. And so the thing is, and I feel like we don't talk about this enough, is to be smart with your Lavelle paychecks. Put it into savings, pay off bills. You don't go out and I wanted this at first. I'm like, I'm going to go out and buy me some clothes and some shoes. That will not get you far. So just try to, be mindful of the money and where you want it to be, where you want it to help you with your dreams. Write that stuff down and be really mindful of that kind of stuff, right? I'm not saying like you can't go buy nice things for yourself, but try to budget it in a way where, you can buy something nice and also put it towards your future. You know what I mean? So being disciplined with the money that you do make from this business is really huge too. We had to pay off our home and things like that before we decided to stay home full time, just to have that security blanket. Okay, so I'm gonna get into the things. I hope you guys are liking this. I'm gonna check out the comments real quick. I can't see that. I wasn't seeing them. Okay.
Yes, you are fire already. Like, one thing I don't feel like we talk about enough either is how to manage the money we get from here, because I don't know, for me, I didn't start for the money. So when it started coming in, I was like, what the world? Like, I was so excited. And I was just like you, I wanted to get my kids and all the extras and spend. But the last 2 years is when I really started like toning it down and saving and really looking towards the future. So I love that you said that. Thank you.
Yeah, I wrote that down because I jump on a lot of Zooms and I don't know, it's just never really mentioned. Well, as from what I see, and I'm like, I need to mention this because this is a huge part. It's like, Ash, how did you get home full time? How did you and your husband get home full time? We had to make serious sacrifices and live like we were broke. That's what we do. And we still do that to this day. We live like we're broke. Like we utilize, all the groceries we have instead of going out. We, utilize old clothes. Like, I love thrift store shopping. Like, I've just become very frugal as like I've made steps forward. So I didn't want to quickly mention it. So yeah, I think it's just important, you guys, that you're not just blowing your money to, or it won't get you, that it won't be that stepping stone for you. You'll wonder where it all went, Okay, so the things I do every single day, get your pen and paper out. I'm going to try to not speed through this, but these are the things that I do every single day, non-negotiable. I've been with the business in January for 4 years. And this me saying every single day does not mean you can't take a break. I actually enforce my team, or try to take 1 day off of social media a week, at least every other week. It is so important for not burning out to take a break. So when I'm like every single day, no, not literally, like, you guys, I mean, like, show up like you would a full-time job, right? But you also need time for yourself and time off of working, and especially time off social media. So that's one thing I want to say to write down first, is make sure you take a break. I feel like the first year of my business, I didn't think that I could or it wouldn't happen. So I want to remind you guys that taking a break is actually very, very important. So every day that I'm working my business, which is 6 days a week, usually 5 days a week. If I'm tired, I don't work one day because I can, that's the beauty we have in this business. But things that I do every single day. So every single morning, you guys, I check my reports. I think this is so important in the back office to check your reports because there's so many times that people miss customers jumping over to promoter and all of a sudden they're in their VIP period, they're 10 days in and no one had any clue, right? So my main reports that I always love to check is my VIP report. So if you go in your back office, far left side, go to your reports and then VIP report, that is such an important report. And if you teach your team to do that too, then it's that layered leadership where everyone's making sure everyone's on the same page as far as their VIP, because if you're not talking or helping someone through their VIP period, they're going to get lost and they're probably going to fall off. They're going to act like they're going to think they didn't get any help. So make sure you're checking reports. I do that just to kind of see where everyone's at. Maybe someone's close to hitting 4K. You want to go check in on them. What do you need? What can I do to help you? So check your reports. Every single day I'm in my stories, you guys. I live through my stories. Not just Thrive, but I show my Thrive every single day. And I think people sometimes think, well, that's overload. Well, people don't want to see it every single day. Well, your algorithm doesn't work that way. Everyone is not seeing your stuff every single day. And I think the statistic, someone correct me, but it's like someone needs to see something 6 times to even be interested in it. So you want to share every single day and talking in your stories, right? And you don't want to just put, thank you, Shannon. You don't want to just put your Thrive in there all day. Like people want to see your life, right? Put your kids, what are you eating for lunch? I mean, throw things in there that you're doing every single day. So I live in my stories. One thing with my 3 steps is I don't just put a picture of my capsules, right? You want to put what it's doing for you. So I show my capsules and I'm like, these bad boys are going to get me going in like 6 minutes to handle 3 kids. We have school, then hockey, then we got to go here. Tell them what it's doing for you, right? And then as you live through your stories throughout the rest of the day, they're going to be like, wow, her capsules must still be working, And then I'll show my shake and I'm like, these keep my stomach flat. These help me from having indigestion or heartburn or, this is my gut health. This is my tasty gut health, right? So mention that. And then your label, what is it doing for you? This is going to burn my fat if I have burn on, or this is my mood support because I have 3 kids and I'm not the most patient person. So I need my black label, like tell people what it's doing for you. If you just show your sticker, people always think it's like a nicotine patch or like some birth control patch. So tell them what that thing is doing for you, right? And then they're going to get curious and then they're going to ask, well, wait, how does that give you mood support? Well, let me tell you, that's how you get people in your inbox. So kind of leave it like a little bit curious, but like also say what it's doing. So stories. And then some sort of something, I grow my network. Recently, I've been really focusing on Reels and TikToks because they are growing. I mean, if you guys are still not doing Reels yet, you absolutely are holding yourself back on social media. If you guys go to my Instagram and you guys can take leaders that do utilize Reels, use them. You go find someone's reel you like and copy it. Like that's totally acceptable on the internet. Take someone's idea and make it your own. So Reels are my favorite way to grow my network right now. Another thing I do is I'm really active in groups on Facebook. So I'm in like a Minnesota hockey moms. If you guys don't know, my older 2 play hockey. And so I'm in a Minnesota. I like to kind of break it down, not in like a nationwide hockey group. I feel like the bigger groups are like too much. I like to be in a little bit smaller and kind of narrow it down to my area. So I'm in a Minnesota. I'm in a French Bulldog of Minnesota moms group. I have a French Bulldog and I'm in there. One of my best promoters, she's about to go 40K. She found me from the French Bulldog group, and she doesn't even have a French Bulldog. She just wants one. So get yourself into groups, be active in there. I always go and comment on people's stuff in there. And it's a great way to also add friends is, let's say you're in a group and someone like gives a recipe idea. I'm just using that as like a quick example. And you want a little more detail, go message them. Hey, I loved your post in the group. Could I get some more information on that? now it's acceptable for you to like add them as a friend because you're asking them a genuine question from the group. So groups, babe. Okay, so groups. So those are my main things, how I grow my network. And then I do manually add some friends on Facebook still sometimes when they pop up, but a lot of the times your suggested friends are going to be your team's friends as well. And so I just kind of steer away from that. I have noticed that some of the people that I've added from groups, their friends will come up now too. And I don't want to get weird and like add all their friends. So I've really been utilizing Reels and TikToks, you guys. They honestly have grown my network so freaking quick. So get to doing that. Okay, so those are like my main things: check reports, live-in stories, Reels and TikToks. And then I also post on my timeline, you guys. I try to do 1 or 2 posts a day on Facebook. Instagram, I just focus on Reels, so those are usually my posts. But on Facebook, I try to do 1 or 2 posts a day. You really want to break it up between thrive and non-thrive. If you're just thrive stuff all the time, you're just going to look like a thrive ad, and you do not want that. I think a part of attraction marketing, which is what I teach my team, is, you know, sharing your life and then how thrive helps your life that you're sharing, you know. Okay, and then the last thing I do every single day is I do some sort of engagement. So you need to be engaging with your friends, your followers. You can't expect all the love to you and never give it back out. That's what I always say. Like, you can't say, I'm not getting any likes or comments. Well, are you liking and commenting on other people's things? No. Well, you need to, because that's how we're networking. It's network marketing. So some of the ways I really love to do it is I look at my story views and I see who's watching my stories that are non-thrivers. I just focus on non-thrivers because if you're thriving already, that's great. There's no need for me to build this connection with you because my social media is my business tool. So I'll look at my stories, my Instagram and my Facebook, and I'll see who's watching my stories. Those are the people that I'm engaging with. Those are the people that are interested in what I'm doing, about my life, about Thrive, because I'm talking about Thrive all the time in my stories. Those are the people that are interested in something I'm doing, right? So I always like to go and engage on their stuff and love on their stuff, and I notice they stick around. Or they end up reaching out because I've opened that door of like, oh, she's commenting back. She actually cares what I'm doing too. And then they feel like they can trust me to reach out and ask about Thrive. And then another thing I like to do is I still use hashtags on my Reels and TikToks. I like to use them because I like to go and again, hashtags you need to narrow down, just like groups. I put Minnesota mom or Minnesota something. And after I post my reel, I'll click on that hashtag. It'll bring you to the reels that have also used that hashtag. So it's generally going to be moms in Minnesota, usually because they're using the same hashtag. And then I don't go to the top viewed reels. Sorry if I'm talking really fast. I have so much information I want to try to get done within the hour. So you guys can always watch this back and write notes again. But I click on the hashtag and I don't go to the top views because those are usually like influencers in the area that have like a lot of followers and views. I go to recent. So when you click recent, you're going to get the last recent reels or posts that use that hashtag. I'll click on that. I'll go through and comment and love on their stuff. If they have stories, I'll try to go in there and see if I can engage on their stories, because when you comment on someone's stories, it goes to their inbox. So those are my favorite ways to engage with people, while it will also grow your network with the hashtag thing. So that's my favorite way, and it seriously works. Like the second I go and do that, they're instantly following me. So, and then I just build from there, follow back if I feel like I can, relate to them. And that's how you build like a community. Oh, okay. I need to take a drink of water.
I asked in the comments, but you kind of already went over it. So I was wondering how you gained your followers from your reels. So they follow you because of your content, and then you go through and see if you want to follow them back. Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing that I've realized lately, guys, of like really, like if you go look, my views are insane right now. So I feel like this tip really works. I've tried it. I guess I haven't done it long enough to say it for sure, but I'm pretty sure this is why my reels, besides reels, are pushing small creators right now. So you really need to jump on it right now. But what I'll do is I'll scroll TikTok like for a minute or two, and you will start to see what's trending. The song, the dance, the idea. Like TikTok is really good at, it'll do like a trend that everyone starts to do, right? It's acceptable for everyone to copy it. Like that's how TikTok works. So what I'll do, and what I've noticed and what I've learned from like Brock Johnson, is TikTok trends first. That's where everything is trending. They were the first place to become a video platform. And about a week later, it'll start trending on Instagram. So what I've done is, what I do is I find the trend on TikTok, and I try to post within a day or two of finding it on TikTok. Then I have a few days to get it over to Instagram before it starts to become popular on Instagram. You want to get it first. You want to get right in that like moment of people are on, because people on Instagram, a lot of people aren't even on TikTok, but all of a sudden it starts trending on Instagram. So what I'll do is I'll post the video on TikTok, and then I use Save Talk. Let me make sure I'm spelling it correctly. 1 second. Okay, so Save Tick. I'm gonna write it in the comments. I use this app to remove the watermark. Now, if you put your TikTok right onto Instagram with the watermark, Instagram will hide it because they're different. They're owned by different people. So Save Tick. So I use that, and I'll save the video without the watermark. Now, what this is gonna do is it's gonna save it with the audio that was trending on TikTok. But it's gonna, when you upload it to Instagram, it's your original audio now. And what you can do in Instagram is you can change the name of your audio one time. So remember that, because I've made the mistake. You put something that doesn't make sense. Yeah, if you guys use other apps, whatever app to remove the watermark, don't post it with the TikTok watermark or your video won't get seen. So then when you upload it to Instagram, you have a few days to get this done, because it's going to start trending on Instagram in about a week, like a few days to a week. So you kind of want to be like on top of it a little bit. So then what I do is I change the audio to something searchable. So like, I'm trying to think of one that trended recently. You know that song where it's like racks on racks on racks? Like if I had $1 for every time something happened. Now I didn't know what the name of that song was. I couldn't find it. So I was searching like the key words in the song is what people are going to search for. So that's what I saved my audio to, because then when they search it, I just saved it to like racks on racks, which is so not the song, but like that's all I kept hearing and what I was going to search for. So I saved it to that, and you guys, that video exploded. Like it blew up. It's like at 300,000 views right now. So I think it's important to make it your own audio, then it's searchable, and move it over there. And then the second I put it on Instagram, I also put it on Facebook Reels. Facebook Reels is still so new that if you got to use it, you guys have to get on Reels. Like I challenge you this week, make a reel. I'm trying to see what her question was. So yeah, that's a big thing. The first one, Save Tick. I don't know about the second one, that may work as well. But yeah, just save it. There's probably so many apps out there to save it without the watermark. Just make sure you're not posting the TikTok watermark on Instagram. You might see influencers do it. It's because they already have the network that's going to find their videos anyways. So as you're trying to grow, you don't want that. Okay. So I went off a little on that, but I feel like those are good tips for TikTok. Okay, I've got 30 minutes. We're doing pretty good. All right, now I want to tell you guys how I was able to work the business with a full-time job. I think this is going to be great information for people, because a lot of the time I hear I just don't have time. I'm trying to do life and I can't fit this business in. You absolutely can. It's really just about and I had to learn this too. I told myself all the time in the beginning, I can't do this today. I can't do this. And you're kind of all over the place. And I think it's because you don't like sit down and get a plan of action every single week. And once I started doing that, it started to become so easy. Okay, so main thing, I know I've said this probably a million times, but you guys got to leave the excuses at the door. If your dream's big enough, you will find time. You find time for anything you want to do. A couple of things I want you guys to check when you get off here, check your social media and see how much time you actually spend on it. You can do that in your settings of your phone, and you can see how much time you're actually spending like scrolling or opening the app. Go look at that. If it's more than an hour, you're wasting time on social media. Seriously, you can get everything I tell you to do done in an hour if you put your head down. So go check that. And then over the next couple of days, I want you to really like consciously think about everything that you actually do throughout the day. Once you write it down, you start seeing things that you actually can get rid of and spend time working your business instead. So I just think people consciously just go about life, and there's a million things happening. You don't sit down and think like, I can actually cut that out. I actually didn't need to do that today. You know, like my business should have came first. So writing it out and kind of like actually seeing and checking yourself a little bit and saying, I am making excuses is so important. But also our days get away from us. And I remember working full time, I really had to start doing these things. So my biggest thing is batch working and time blocking. Okay, so batch working is where you spend one day. I would do it like every other week. One day that you have off, spend a couple hours batch working photos. So I would get ready. Like today, I'm getting ready. I don't always get ready because I'm home, especially. I don't go anywhere anymore. So I spend, every other week getting ready, and then I'll change my shirt. I'll, change into different shirts, put my hair up for one. And now I batch work reels, but back before reels, I would batch work like a bunch of photos, right? Take a standard DFT, move it around a couple places. And so that's how I would batch work. Also batch working, your posts, like writing them out ahead of time so that you can just copy and paste them when you need to make a post. Now time blocking, it kind of goes hand in hand. So after you have all your batch work done, now time blocking is key. So what I would do is I really had to start getting up earlier. I didn't like to stay up later. I wanted to get up earlier. So whatever works for you, like if you want to put your kids to bed and then work your business, that works too. So time blocking, how I would work it is I would wake up in the morning and I would time block, and you have to talk with your spouse about this. I feel like you have to talk to your kids about time blocking. So everyone's on the same page so it doesn't become a hot mess. So what I would do is I would say, hey, everyone knows from this time to this time, I'm going to be working my Thrive business. So, hey, Jordan, I need you to just take the kids for a little bit. I need to work my business. Everyone's on the same page. So you time block when you're going to do things. So in the morning, maybe I'm going to get up my stories. I'm going to respond to my chats for my team. And then I'm going to, I know whatever you want to do in the morning. And then, I'd go to work, and at lunchtime, I would say, okay, instead of sitting on TikTok in my car or whatever, I would work my business at lunchtime. I would get up a post that I had already pre-ready to go, right? Because I only had a 30-minute break. Or I would say, okay, there's a Zoom happening at this time. I'm going to do my post later tonight, and I'm going to jump on this Zoom in my car. Like that's how much this business mattered to me. And so I would time block things like that. After work, it would get chaotic. Like I would get home and it would be chaotic. So I would get home and I would say, guys, let's get schoolwork done, all these things done. And then I would say, all right, guys, from this time to this time before dinner, I'm gonna work my business. That's when I would go in and engage, add some stories, things like that. Stories run for 24 hours. So you can add stories later in the day and people will see them throughout the next 24 hours. So I think that's another thing is like, people are like, oh, well, I don't want to add my stories at like 4 o'clock because I forgot. No, add them. Why not? Say I took these capsules earlier this morning, they've gotten me through and I'm still feeling the energy from them. Like, you can always add. The next morning, they'll still be there when someone's waking up tired, they're still going to see them. So don't say, oh man, I forgot. It's too late. No, put it up. So time blocking, batch working, biggest things. Another thing, reuse content, you guys. It is okay to reuse content. I could go 2 weeks without making any new content and just reusing it. You can recycle reels, use old ones, put them with new sounds. My biggest thing that I do now is I go to my memories, like on Facebook, it saves all your memories. I go there and I'll reuse posts. I'll add a new picture that I recently took, boom, post done. So reuse content. That's how you will burn out if you're constantly trying to make brand new things for every single post. You will burn out. You'll run out of ideas. Like if you're adding to your network every single day, all of those people never saw it from 2 years ago. They never even saw it from last week because you should be adding new people every single day. So reusing content. Another thing that my team and I have been using is called Boards. I don't know if you guys use that yet or not. It's an app. You can write it down. It's just Boards, BOARDS. And it's basically it's an app where everyone on my team can go to, and we have all of our content in there, all of our posts. We have verbiage in there. We have our product spotlight photos. We have everything in there that's accessible to everyone that is allowed. Like, you can add people to it. So you can add your team to it, and they have access to all the result photos we have in there. Anytime someone on you have a team of 50 people, everyone has a post idea. Now you have 50 posts in there that everyone can utilize, right? Sharing is caring in this business, in my eyes. So yeah, you guys get that set up. I would say have someone tech savvy kind of use it, and then figure it out, and then maybe do like host a Zoom with your downline and get everyone into it. It's seriously a game changer, especially because you can add it to your keyboard, and you can click the little world on your keyboard, and it'll pop up the verbiage right from the Boards app, and you can pop it in there and send it off. Like, it's seriously time saver, like game changer. So you guys check that out. And if you guys are like, Ash, I cannot figure it out, just private message me, and we can talk about it, and then you guys can implement it on your team. So we'll figure it out. Boards is like genius, but that would take like at least 30 minutes to explain. So okay, and then I want to talk about tips of not burning out. This first one, I still have people on my team that don't do it, and I tell them all the time to do it. My team if you guys are on, I sent this to my team too. If you guys are on and you have implemented this, tell me how good it's been for you. So turn your notifications off. Crazy, right? No, it's not crazy. Turn your notifications off. Go to the settings in your phone, go to your Facebook, Instagram app, TikTok app, Messenger app, shut those dang notifications off. Why? Because you are glued to your phone if you constantly see notifications coming in. So my phone, like right now, I have 0 notifications going in. I have no idea what's going on in my inbox because it doesn't pop up on my phone. So this goes along with time blocking, is when I say I'm going to sit down and work my business, I'll go in, open it, start going through chats. Okay. Because if you're sitting at your desk, let's say you are working a 9 to 5 and you're seeing ding, 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 you want to grab it. You're like, I got to see what's going on. I got to respond to her, or I'm going to lose this customer. No, you don't. People can wait. And it also teaches your downline to go find the answer yourself, right? Because they know I'm not going to respond instantly. Or they know that like when she's going to sit down and work, then we'll get an answer, right? You're teaching this layered leadership of that. You're not going to be there every second of the day, because you can't. You'll literally burn out. You'll end up hating the business because you're constantly glued to your phone, and your family will notice it. Like, Ash, you're always on your phone. So please, just try it for a week. Try it for a week. People always tell me they feel like they're going to miss out on something. I've had my notifications turned off for 2 years. I'm not missing out on anything. Another thing I do, and then they're like, well, then I got to go catch up. No, you don't. I go in my chat. There's been an hour of chatter. I don't know what's going on. I'll just pop in. Does anyone need me? Like, no, we're good. Okay, cool. Your team will start to take care of themselves. And I think that's so important, especially as your team grows, is just, you don't have to try to catch up on all the chatter. Everyone has their own team chats. I'll just jump in, and my team knows to tag my name if they need me, and then it'll pop up, and then I'll be like, okay, what did I miss? Like, how can I help? Not saying that I don't want to be there and help them, but that's why we teach layered leadership, so they can lead on their own. You want this business to create more time freedom for you, not be glued to your phone. So shut off your notifications, just try it. And I want to know, like, you guys message me and tell me like if it's a life changer, because it's going to change your life. I heard from someone, gosh, I can't remember where I heard this, but it's been stuck in my brain. You don't want to work for your phone. You want your phone to work for you. If you have your notifications on, you're constantly glued to it. It's not healthy. And then, okay, I already said check your scroll time. That's going to help you not burned out. And then the next thing to not burning out is teaching layered leadership. You do not want to do everything for your downline or they will never learn. So I had someone say to me who actually appreciated this. She was like, I just want to say thank you for you make me send you screenshots of things so you can so I'm learning. Like you're actually teaching me how to do it and not just doing it for me. So let's say someone says, I'm just going to give an example. How much caffeine is in the women's capsules or whatever? I'll be like, here's where you can find that answer, right? Because then they're going to know where they can find it instead of me answering that a million times throughout the next however many years I'm with Lavelle, right? Like you would answer that a million times if people always wanted to come to you for little things like that. So teach people where to find that. Or what's my, I hear this, what's my link for people to order from? This is where you'll find it. This is also where you'll get your customers' referral links from. It's your username.thrive123.com. Like teach your downline, right? So that you guys don't burn out. And I think that goes kind of hand in hand with like not responding right away, like responding when you can, not purposely not responding, but we all have lives, is they will go find the answer on their own. If you're easy accessible all the time, it's easier to ask you, right? So yeah, really just teaching that layered leadership. So then when they add people, they're not burning out. You're teaching your team, you're creating leaders. Whew, I feel like I talk and I don't take any breath.
So many good tips. Thank you so much, Ashley. You're amazing. And I feel like I'm like 100 miles per hour too, but this is recorded. I'm super excited. We have a bunch of badass working moms on our team who follow you and love you. So we did want to make sure that this was recorded for them.
Good. I know. I'm so sorry. I wish I would have been able to get on at 6 a.m. so you guys could have your normal Zoom time, but I was like, it'll be bad. I won't be thinking straight yet.
No,
okay.
This is perfect. Thank you.
Okay, another thing, since we have some time and I feel like I'm almost at the end of my notes, I want to just elaborate a little bit more on teaching layered leadership. I want to tell you guys what we do when we bring in a new VIP person, because your VIPs are really you guys, these are going to be your leaders. Like these are people you really want a handheld for. You don't want to handhold your 40K. They should be good, right? They should be handling their own team unless something comes up. You want to be handholding your VIP people. So when someone new, I'm just gonna tell you, like if someone new joined me today, what do I do? So when someone new joins me, and we have all this in our boards too, we have it laid out so if I'm just going to use Meredith, one of my leaders, as an example, if she adds someone new, we put every single step in boards of what she needs to do. So she doesn't have to ask me. She can go look in boards and it says, day 1, do this with your new person. Day 2, do this with your new person. And of course that takes time, but then it's set up for your business, for your whole team. Day 3, do this with the new person. So we have that also in boards. So just a little side note, put it all in there. But so when I bring on a new person, I have them go to our team page and kind of watch a video that explains the VIP period. So they come in, I have them go watch that. Same thing with, like, you guys know the dream team page has the whole training page now. So you set kind of a system in place. And so then your team also does the same system, and it kind of just sets everyone up for success. So I say, go watch the VIP. It's going to explain how VIP works. They come back to me. I ask them, this is the biggest thing. Ask them, do you understand how VIP works? They'll say, yes. Okay, how? I like people to explain to me so that we're on the same page. So then a week from now, they don't sign a customer and they didn't put it on auto ship and now it didn't count towards their bonus. Like, I want them to make sure they tell me exactly how. 50% of the time they will have it spot on. The other 50% of the time they're missing some sort of information because it is a little bit confusing. Then I'll re-explain it. So we make sure we're on the same page with VIP. Then I give them their first post. Depending on what time of the day it is, when they join, like if it's super late or it's like noon, I'll be like, let's wait till tonight or tomorrow morning, for example, and this is going to be your first post. I give that to them. Copy paste it from boards, give it to them, and say post it with an excited selfie, right? I mean, 50% of the time they don't have products yet. So I'll say just post it with an excited selfie. Let's get people on your page interested. If they reach out, let me know. Add me to a 3-way, or send me a screenshot of what they're saying and I will respond for you. This is teaching them verbiage. People will kill their business with bad verbiage. Like they will go explain all this stuff that like doesn't matter. It's so confusing because they're new and they don't know. So I tell them always, like, I will tell you what to say. So put it in here and I'll give you a response. This is teaching them, okay, this is how I need to respond. And I'll say, hey, save that for the next time you get asked that. Right. So I do that. And then I'll say, it depends if they have products or not. If they have products, I try to teach them to get stories up on their own, but most of the time they'll just join and they don't have products yet. So I give them stories. I have a whole album in my phone of stories for VIP, girls or men. And I'm like, here's your stories for tomorrow. I want you to pop those up first thing in the morning. I want you to make a personal post. I just had already given them their first post. Make a personal post. And tomorrow I'll give you another Thrive post. And I do that for 14 days. I do that for the whole VIP period. And obviously VIPs can some go crazy for them and a bunch of people are signing with them and some are kind of slow and don't get it. And that's okay. But so I kind of work individually and kind of go from like how their first posting is going and stuff like that. But I handhold. What that is teaching them is when they sign someone new. So let's say someone's in their VIP period and they sign a new promoter within that 14 days, I have them add me to a 3-way and I teach them how I work with a VIP. That teaches layered leadership. That's teaching them how to teach people to VIP. And so then when when I've seen that they did it with me once, the next person they sign, I'm like, okay, add me to the 3-way and I'm going to watch you do it. I want you to give them their stories. I want you to give them their first post. And I'll be here in case you need me, have them do it. And now that's teaching them to have their person do it once they're, you know what I mean? So it's like, I really, really handhold. You cannot sign someone and say, good luck. They will fail. They will fail unless they've done network marketing before. So even if they have, they'll fail because our system's so simple and different. And then what I say to my team, since I've been here, is I tell them always every single month to try to re-VIP. Obviously you don't have that bonus attached to it, but go sign two new customers. Even though you're 2 customers, if they continue to thrive, you'll thrive for free. But what if one of them falls off? Now you're scrambling to thrive for free. Always bring in 2 new customers, 2 new promoters if you can. I always try to say that. So just really hand-holding your VIPs, I think, is so important for a successful layered leadership business, you guys, so that your team sees that too. So, yeah, I think besides that, you guys, always learning. Self-development is something I didn't even mention this before. That's the first thing I do every single day. Self-development is something you got to do every single day, even days that I take off. I'm reading a book right now that I really like, so I wanted to share it with you guys. It's called Mindset Matters. Mindset matters. Change your mind, change your world. Most people have no idea of the giant capacity we can immediately command when we focus on all of our resources on mastering a single area of our lives. So it's by Dr. Dave Martin, and it's called Mindset Matters. So I've been reading this. It's great. It has a lot of statistics on, like, he goes into a lot of statistics on like how America really just like doesn't utilize like the resources we have to be successful. And I think that's where people hold themselves back, is you guys, people think that they can't be that change in the world and be something more than they are. They settle for way less than what they're capable of. So making sure you're filling your mind, because being in a business of being on social media a lot, there's also negative things out there. And I think it's important that we surround ourselves and our minds with healthy, good things before you get on the internet in the morning. So, try to spend time reading or listening to a podcast, or another thing my family does is we read our Bible, like filling your brain with stuff before you jump on social media. So filling your cup first so you can pour. So yeah, now I'll go back to that dream that you guys put in there before. It doesn't need to be bigger, right? Doesn't need to be bigger. Is the dream big enough to throw the excuses out? Because you guys can jump on Zooms like this all day, but if you don't implement the stuff, you just wasted an hour of your time. So yeah, that's all I have. I hope you guys like that.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Thank you so much for all the tips. I'm already Amazon Amazoning that book. Is that a word? It is now. Amazoning. I got it. But and then also just for your layered leadership. Like, we appreciate you so big for helping us kick off October, and congratulations on your fall bonus. I know you're about to get that 12K next. And that's super inspiring. Like, literally, we have months to work for this. So let's go out and apply all these amazing tips that she just gave us, and let's rock it. Like,
and I want to say, actually, now that you brought up that, just because this bonus is challenging, right? It's new legs. I'll tell you guys what I did. I reached out to my customers that I knew would be great at this business. Those are my legs that are working right now. Do not hold your customers back from this opportunity. So I went in, and one of my favorite people, she's been my customer for many years. She's very successful with Scentsy. And I always kind of let her be successful with that, right? But she's been thriving for free for a hot minute, and she loves the products. And I'm like, I just didn't really want to like poke at her, because I love her where she's at. I support her with her Scentsy stuff, but I'm like, she can do both, right? That's a business. You can do both. If it was a business that you can't and she was successful, I would have left her be, but she can do both, and she's very good at what she does. And I'm like, I am holding her back from huge bonus opportunities that can change her family. She just had a new baby. And so all I did was, and you guys know, losing a customer with also a bunch of referrals, that's selfless of me, because that's part of my paycheck, but I want to see her win. I mean, obviously it's helping my bonus, but like, I really wanted to see her grab this money. And I knew that her referrals would switch to customers of hers. So I reached out to her, and I'm just like, hey girl, I've got to tell you about like what's going on right now, because I think they could change your family's life, and I think you'd be really great at it. You're already been thriving for like 2 years. And she's like, okay, tell me more. Like, cause she's someone who likes to put her all into something. Like into one thing. So she's like, tell me more. And I'm like, so I told her about it all, and she's like, gosh, why not? You know, and then she just switched over, and I did that with a couple customers, and now we've just been like running for it. And now I think I looked this morning, and like my legs are like 8K. So it's like, just by working with people and not holding your customers back from that opportunity too is huge. So go reach out to your customers. Like, maybe they'll tell you no, maybe they're like, no, I'm cool just being a customer, but maybe they'll run for the business. Like I was, yeah. So that's what I did. So just tip on that.
I love that. Okay, you guys, will be bold. We will be right back here on Wednesday, same time, 6 a.m. So thank you so much, Ashley, for making time for us. I super appreciate you, and I know I can speak for all of us. I'm pumped. I'm excited, and I'm so thankful that we got to hear from you today.
Thank you, guys. Have a good week. Bye.
We'll see you Wednesday.